Well, I guess it's day 9. Another sunshiny day. The weather is due to break in a day or two, but I don't know if I'm going to hang around here. Around this is called Santiago de Casem or Casim. There's a little accent on the second E. I think it might be Casim, maybe. Don't know. It's a nice, quiet little town. It's sort of not really a tourist destination or anything. I don't think. The sea is about 10, 10 miles in that direction. I'm still holed up by this abandoned farmhouse. It's a nice enough spot. The reason I've holed up here is A, it's only a 20-minute walk into town, and there's also a spigot, an outside tap attached to one of the barns. I think it's filled from the water comes from a tank, so I'm not drinking it because it's probably full of Legionnaire's disease and stuff. But it means I've got water to wash with, which means I'm not using my drinking water that I'm carrying in for washing, which is helpful. So I had a nice strip wash this morning, put some fresh clothes on. I've washed out all my other clothes I've been wearing. Slightly gross washing my boxers and socks in the same pan of warm water that I'm going to be cooking my dinner in, but hey, what you going to do? I'll be honest, I'm a bit bored. I was kind of hoping to sort of do like some hiking, but my rucksack's so heavy. It's like 12 kilos, which that's the base weight before I've added any food or water to it. I think just because I was kind of hedging my bets and kind of carrying some contingencies, 'cause I didn't quite know what I was going to be doing. It's all very short notice, really, wasn't it? A few Portuguese phrases are coming along okay. I discovered how to ask for a latte today. Apparently it's not a latte in Portuguese, it's something else. I assumed with it being Italian it'd be the same in every language, man. Although latte is just the Italian word for milk, isn't it? So, and then got a nice little bite to eat in a little cafe. So cheap. The food here is so cheap. Some things are really expensive. I bought a tiny little jar of coffee. It was like £8. So that was really expensive, but everything else in the supermarket is really cheap. You get 6 litres of water for like 85 pence. And the cafe, yeah, I went to give him a €20 note, and he's like, "Oh, it's only £4, so €4 something." So I had a fiver, so I gave him that. No one around here really speaks much English. It's not like it with it not being a tourist town, but I've got enough to get by. ChatGPT's been giving me some Portuguese lessons, so I can say a few little phrases, just enough to make myself vaguely understood and not upset anyone too much. It's nice. I like it. Yeah, there's not much to do. I'd have preferred it if I'd brought my bike with me and been able to cycle tour around, so I wasn't shouldering a heavy rucksack. And my days of doing long distance hikes are a bit beyond me now. I prefer cycle touring, but my nice bike's a bit broken, and it was short notice to sort of organise it all. So this is the recce mission for next year. I plan on coming back next year for maybe 3 months and cycle touring around the whole time, and that'll be much nicer. But I'm feeling quite confident about next year's trip. When I first got here, I was feeling a bit overwhelmed. I was obviously in the capital city, and you hear all sorts of things about pickpockets and people getting mugged and things. And certainly the parts of town I went to were lovely. This was in Lisbon. All the bits I saw were nice. Everyone seemed friendly enough, but I didn't go into any of the tourist hotspots because that's not really my thing. So. Yeah, it's good. There's an orange tree just around the way, but I don't think they're quite ripe yet. I tried one, and they're bright orange, but they're a bit sour. So I might move on from here at some point. I'm not sure. I'm going to try popping into the library tomorrow and seeing if I can recharge my devices there. I've still got one full battery bank, and my other battery bank's on 30%. I think my phone's on about 60%, 65% still. So I'm doing okay for power. I've got a solar panel. I did consider bringing it with me. I mean, it's always been useless in the UK, but I mean, as you can see right now, I've had my shirt off so far this afternoon because it's just been scorching. And it's January. I mean, wow. So I might be a bit bored, but I bet it's bloody freezing back in old Blighty. So I'm kind of still glad to be here. Yeah, I'm just enjoying listening to the birds singing and stuff. It's nice. It's just, I'll see. I might head a bit further north. If I do go to get an Airbnb or something, I'll go head further north where it's a bit cheaper. Down here in the Algarve, obviously, is a tourist region. It is pricier. So, but I don't want to go all the way back to Lisbon either. But I did see a place near. I forgot what it's called now. The coach that I caught here made one other stop on the way. And and I found a nice Airbnb just a couple of miles from there, so I know that I can get back on the bus that I came here on, jump off there before we hit Lisbon, and it's only like £14 a night or something like that. So if I can't charge my devices at the library, then that will be my option. So I'll probably pop to the library tomorrow, see if they'll let me in and let me charge the stuff up. And if I can't, then I've still got time to get over to this Airbnb before I completely run out of juice, because I'm relying on my phone to translate things. I've got a Google Pixel phone, so I can do the sort of live translate when I'm in the supermarket, and at least I know at least I'm buying tuna fish for humans and not pet food for cats, because they both have pictures of fish on the tins and it's very hard to tell which is which. And I'm not really into eating cat food, so not much else to say for today. But I wouldn't say I'm regretting it, because I'd have just been moping around in England. But, I'm not back at work until February, so I got nothing better to do. So might as well be moping around here in the sunshine. And the cost of living is very cheap. I can't complain about that, and the people all seem friendly. So far so good. Anyway, I'll try and get this uploaded. My internet's a bit spotty at the moment. I've paid for a roaming pass, so I can keep my phone working, because I am relying on it. That's why the charging situation is kind of important for me. I think I've got maybe 5 or 6 days worth of power that I can carry with me, and then I have to sort of find somewhere to charge up. Ironically, when I was in Lisbon, I was where was I? Muscovide, which is where like a little suburb, like an area from Lisbon where my Airbnb was. And just around the corner there was some vending machine, but it had USB ports on it, so just while you were stood at the bus stop, you could charge your devices up. But I've not seen anything like that since I left the capital city, so I'll keep hunting for a power supply somewhere. Anyhow, that'll probably do for today. Not much to add. I'm literally just laying up for a few days. Certainly before Christmas, while I was packing all my house up and moving everything into the storage units, it was so hectic that I'm glad just to be able to unwind and do a bit of nothing. Making these little videos has given me something to do each day. But what I might do is when I'm maybe either stay here, or if I move on from here, I'll find somewhere to stow my kit and then just go off do some day hikes, just to give me something to do, I suppose. But we'll see how it all pans out. I've got no major agenda, and I've still got 3 and a bit weeks left till I go home, so I'm sure I'll have settled in by the time I'm setting off back. Anyhow, I'll speak to you tomorrow. Have a good one.